what is wrong with me? It's this frustrating cycle of on-again, off-again effort that makes you feel totally stuck. And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. We treat motivation like it's the goal. We chase it, we try to bottle it up, but here's the honest truth. Motivation is just a feeling. It's a mood. And like any mood, it's completely unreliable. It comes and goes whenever it wants. So this whole idea of waiting until you feel like it to take action, we're gonna call that the motivation trap. It's this belief that you need to be in the right mood to make progress. But what if I told you that the most successful people out there don't rely on moods? They don't wait for the lightning bolt. They build something way more powerful.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got motivation. It's unpredictable, emotional, and it runs out fast. But on the other side, you have a system. A system is a reliable process. It's an engine that you build to run every single day, whether you feel like it or not. The results from a system, they compound over time. So listen, the problem isn't you, it's that you've been trying to use a mood as a method.
So if motivation isn't the key, what is? Well, we're gonna build what I like to call a success machine. And every good machine starts with its foundation, its core operating system. And for us, that's our mindset. Now, the work of researcher Carol Dweck is huge here. She talks about two basic mindsets. With a fixed mindset, you believe your talents are just set in stone. So when you fail, it feels like a final judgment. But with a growth mindset, you see your abilities as things you can develop. And this is so crucial because with a growth mindset, failure isn't the end. It's just data. It's feedback you can use to tweak and improve your system.
Okay, with that mindset as our foundation, we need the blueprint. We need a clear plan. Every great machine is designed for a specific purpose, right? It's not just a random collection of parts.
And our blueprint has 5 key ingredients. It all starts with passion. That's your why. It's the deep down reason you're doing this. That passion informs your vision, a crystal clear picture of where you're headed. The vision then gets broken down into a mission. That's the how, the specific path you'll take. And then comes execution, actually doing the work. And finally, feedback, which is learning from what you did and adjusting course. So how do you make that mission real? How do you go from a big idea to something you can actually do today? Well, for that, we need a tool. And one of the best tools out there is the SMART Goals framework. This is how you turn a fuzzy wish into a sharp, clear target. Let's break it down really fast. Your goal needs to be specific. No more, I want to get in shape. It has to be measurable, so you know for sure if you're making progress. It's got to be achievable, something that stretches you but doesn't break you. It needs to be relevant, meaning it actually lines up with your bigger vision. And finally, it has to be time-based. Give it a deadline. This turns a vague dream into a real plan of attack.
All right, we have the mindset, we have the blueprint. But what actually powers this machine? What's the part that makes it run automatically so you don't need that jolt of motivation every single morning? That, my friends, is the engine. And the engine is your habits. James Clear, in his amazing book Atomic Habits, breaks this down perfectly. Every single one of our habits, good or bad, runs on a simple 4-step loop in our brain. There's a cue, which is the trigger. That leads to a craving for some kind of reward. The craving drives a response, that's the habit itself. And finally, you get the reward, which basically tells your brain, hey, that was good, let's do it again. This loop is what makes our behaviors automatic. So, how do we use this to our advantage? We just engineer the loop. These are the 4 laws of behavior change. If you want to build a good habit, you make the cue obvious, you make the craving attractive, you make the response as easy as possible, and you make the reward immediately satisfying. It's a simple, powerful formula for creating positive change. And to break a bad habit, you just flip it. You invert the laws. Make the cue invisible, make the craving unattractive, make the action difficult, and make the reward unsatisfying. See, you stop trying to fight your own brain with willpower and you start redesigning your environment to do the heavy lifting for you. And here, this is where the real magic is. It's not about making one giant leap, it's about tiny, consistent improvements. If you can just get 1% better every single day, the math on that is staggering. Over a year, you'll be nearly 37 times better than when you started. It's the compound interest of self-improvement that leads to those incredible breakthroughs. So, let's say you've done it. You've built your success machine. It's running, it's getting results, things are happening. What's next? Well, it's about taking the value you're creating and sharing it with other people. And believe it or not, there's a system for that too. You see, communicating effectively isn't just about winging it. It's about having a structure. Just look at these examples.
If you're trying to build a personal connection, you use a storytelling system. If you want to teach something and make it easy to understand, an educational list format works great. Trying to sell something? There's a product explainer system designed specifically for that. Each one is a tool, a system for turning your success into something that has an impact on others.
And this brings us right back to the central idea. And man, this quote from James Clear just says it all. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Your goals are the destination on the map, for sure, but your systems are the car that actually gets you there. Your results today are just a reflection of the habits you've been running.
So here's the bottom line. Winning isn't about waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about becoming an engineer of your own life, designing an engine that runs day in and day out. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Forget about motivation for a second. Instead, ask yourself this. What is the first, tiny 1% improvement you could build into a system, starting today?